This NASCAR Phoenix Raceway weekend betting recap edition of the NASCAR Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Kalshi, the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. Make real money predicting sports. Kalshi is available in all 50 states, and you get $20 free with promo code SGPN. That's Kalshi, promo code SGPN.
Driver, start your
Strap in and pull those belts up tight as the Sports Gambling Podcast Network presents the NASCAR Gambling Podcast.
I'm just gonna put my foot on the floor and I'm not lifting until I see God or a checkered flag.
My man.
With all the news and the best bets for your NASCAR weekend.
We want to thank you tonight for these mighty machines that you brought before us. Thank you for the Dodges and the Toyotas. Thank you for the Fords. Lord, I want to thank you for my smoking hot wife tonight, Lisa. In Jesus' name, boogity, boogity, boogity.
Now, here are your hosts, Rod Villagomez and Cody Zeeb.
Welcome into another edition of the NASCAR Gambling Podcast here on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. He's Cody Zeeb. I'm Rod Villagomez, and we are here today to do a post-mortem. See what happens when I try to use big words? We're here to recap the weekend of racing that was at the Phoenix Raceway in Avondale, Arizona. Cody, there was 3 different series on the track that weekend. And then, of course, we had F1 in Australia kicking off their season. So a highly entertaining weekend of racing and just a lot of good to come out of it. I was entertained pretty much the entire weekend long.
I was thoroughly entertained in all of the races, really. We had some really, really good action. Throughout all 4 series really delivered. Phoenix has been known to be a snoozer at times. I mean, guys like Jamie McMurray have been openly saying there's never been a good race at Phoenix before. But the way things fell, it was at least exciting. There was kind of constant. You weren't exactly sure. We knew who the best cars were, but you didn't know who was going to win. You got the late strategy stuff and all that. So that was exciting. IndyCar race there was amazing. Their first time back since 2018. The O'Reilly race was great. F1, dude. That was an amazing race. I thought that was great. I hope that's what we're in for this season because that's going to be fun. That was exciting from back in qualifying through the warm-up laps, through the whole race. It was insane. I thought it was a really good weekend.
I did too. And like I said, a lot of great racing, a lot of good results too on not just the betting card, but just a lot of good people getting good results and having a fantastic time racing around the Phoenix Raceway. So much in the chat to check in on real quick. Rowdy talking about not being able to call in. Neither is anybody else for that matter today. I'm sorry. Apologize to those of you hoping to call in on the Discord. I swear by the end of the season, we'll be able to get this figured out and a lot like who's over here getting the Discord working. Frank the Tank says it's like getting host of our winning a race.
Just like host of our winning a race. It's going to happen next week, Rod. So looking forward to that.
I don't know about that. Rowdy not being able to call in, but man cleaned up this weekend. Justin Allgaier, Newgarden on Saturday. Blaney Ford outright. Hamlin top 5. Larson Chevy. Whew. That was a lot of good stuff, actually.
Yeah.
It was a good weekend. James Rainwater saying, "What's up, fellas? Fun race weekend. Got the even car number and the Blaney top Ford. Host of our looked decent until he did not." It's about the story with him. On to Vegas. Be in the what you call it, about 5 minutes. Beautiful stuff.
Yeah.
Where are we at here? So many other people checking in, Cody. It's crazy. Mark is saying hi.
Yeah, Marcus checking in as always. Boy, we were so close, Marcus, so close to Christopher Bell winning. Willow says all my drivers in the top 5. Biased towards Ty Gibbs. Another great Ty Gibbs run, Rod. That's just amazing. So, yeah, JDK says afternoon, fellas. Pretty decent weekend. That's good. Yeah, Andrew's just here for the accountability, Rod. So
Aren't you
good.
all? Aren't you all here for the accountability?
Well, maybe not everybody, but King says his one and done pick was doing good until he wasn't. Who'd you have, King? I was curious. Was it a Joey Logano day, or where'd you go with that? I'll be interested. I had Christopher Bell in most of my one and done stuff, so yeah, it was pretty good. Obviously, he didn't win, but had a pretty solid day overall.
Indeed. Speaking of solid days, how about March being here? Those are all solid days. And the SGPN is giving away $25,000 in Survivor Madness. It's winner take all. One person is going to take home that $25,000 guaranteed prize at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/survivor. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/survivor. Frank saying, please state your plus minus units of the weekend or you're logging off. Goodbye, Frank. Who cares what our plus minus units was? We want to know what yours was. You're the ones that are the ones betting on this. You shouldn't care if we win or lose. You should be the ones winning, right? That's my biggest takeaway from all of this. Because this is not just this is not just an isolated event. There are people now out there that are really heavily debating these whole unit thing. And I'm like, why should you care what ours are? Just yours.
Once again,
really
like
matters.
which units are we counting? Are we counting the units that I snuck in the bet right before the lights out in F1 with the Piastri losing in the head-to-head that got paid out because he wrecked before the race even started? Again, so we're going to recap the bets. We're going to walk through all of them, hold ourselves accountable, be grown-ups, make your own bets, take responsibility. I will say, in all seriousness, if you have a gambling problem or if you can't afford to pay your bills, if this is getting in the way of anything else, that is a serious thing. As much as we love gambling, love to do it, we love talking about it, we love interacting about it, but if it is a problem, seriously go seek help. Don't bet, right? Stop. And it's the same thing with alcohol. I work with beer in my day job. It might be surprising news to some people. I have a job, Rod. But I do work for with beer, and I know a lot of great people who don't drink alcohol because they had a problem with it, and good. If you have a problem with it, don't. It's betting and alcohol go hand in hand. They're great things to do that are a lot of fun, and when enjoyed in the proper settings and in the proper amounts are great, but if they create a problem, don't do it. If you eat too much McDonald's and you're fat and unhealthy, well, that's a problem too. Like there's a million things, right? If you constantly drive on the wrong side of the road with your car, then maybe don't drive a car. Like you could have problems with a lot of things. So that's how it goes.
It is. But for those of you who are here because you love what this is all about and you love us taking responsibility for the advice that we gave you, well, thank you for paying attention and thank you for being here responsibly. All right, Cody, let's start going over this weekend because it was a fun weekend. And of course, it all began for us with the O'Reilly series, as we'll go through NASCAR first before we really talk about anything else. But the O'Reilly series, congratulations to Justin Allgaier, the man with the plan. As much as I love Justin Allgaier, and I know you spoiler alert, ended up calling him out in your
Not
outright.
possible.
Not
I gave out no winning bets at all this weekend, Rod.
None. You broke everybody, and now they're gonna all be poor because of you. But no, listen, I absolutely love Justin Allgaier. I love JRM, and so I was very happy to see JRM have a really solid day overall in this series. But yeah, I mean, Justin Allgaier, right? Just not the returning champion, wanting to be, and it was 1-2 with the series champion, Jesse Love. That was a fantastic race through and through. So much going on, so much intrigue, and Justin Allgaier managed to have a hell of a restart in the very end of that race to make it work.
Yeah, we needed that late restart to get things done, but he did get it done, and yeah, props to him. I think that was his first win there since 2019. For as amazing as he's been at that track, it had been quite some time. But kicked off the card with a Jesse Love, even money for a top 5. Never in doubt all day long. He finished in second place, and he was one of the cars to beat throughout the entire day. So, yeah, felt good about this. I apologize for not giving him out as a top 3. Obviously, that would have been better than what you got at the top 5. So, I will say some Hail Marys and try to do better next week.
Well, listen, I'm sorry that I gave him out as an outright, even though he led 114 laps and came in second place. I mean, that's a terrible bet. You should never give out outrights that don't win, ever.
Okay,
so
we gotta stop appeasing that guy too much.
You're right.
Yeah.
All right, Carson Kvapil. I took him over Sam Mayer. I even said this. I said it wasn't going to be like it was going to be a smash. I said this was going to come down to the wire. I know Sam Mayer actually did better than I thought he was going to end up doing. Sam Mayer finished 5th, but thankfully for us, Carson Kvapil finished 3rd. That was a fight that had me watching the entirety of the race because the restarts, Sam Mayer would kind of jump out a little bit. Carson Kvapil, I think, pitted late and was able to get himself back up to the 3rd spot. But boy, this was one that was nip tuck the entire race long, and I almost thought we weren't going to get there for a second. But good on Carson Kvapil to be able to get Sam Mayer there at the end by a couple of spots.
Yeah, Mayer showed up. He looked really good, and yeah, great call on Kvapil. I mean, we didn't even factor in Rodney Childers in the old car at Phoenix. Like, of course, he knows how to set that up. Kevin Harvick had 372 straight top 10 finishes at that track. Insane. And yeah, Kvapil showed some shades of Harvick throughout the night. So, yeah, that was a great call by you. Had Taylor Gray, top 5 plus 220. Really good CLV on this one, if you want to count that for anything, because he was fast. Looked good in practice. Started on the pole, and he thought, okay, here we go. Got shuffled back. Then he got involved in the JGR on JGR crime where they massacred each other and unfortunately did not finish in the top 5. And William Swalich, top 5 at 4-1. Same thing. I mean, you felt good about the speed you saw, right? He was fast in practice. He didn't qualify as well. Where did he end up starting? 15th. So not the greatest of starting spots, but you saw what you needed to see there, and he looked good early, but he also got caught up in that wreck. So unfortunately missed those 2 bets, Rob.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I missed another one with JGR as well, and that was Brandon Jones as a top 5. But I'm going to tell you right now, Brandon Jones should have been and should have continued to been a top 5 car in this race because it was so frustrating. He actually he started 3rd, right? He started just outside of the outside row. Middle of the race, he was 11th. His average running position was actually 11th as well, right? So he was inside of the top 10, flirting with top 5 more often than not in this entire race. He spent 169 laps inside of the top 15 overall. So Brandon Jones was among the top of the cars, but unfortunately that did not last all the way through the race. He ended up getting caught up in that lap 175 kerfuffle with the 8, the 18, the 26, the 31, the 54, and the 88, which took him completely out of it and through no fault of his own, could not finish in 5th place. And unfortunately, we didn't get it there. But like I said, this was one of the ones that was looking good throughout the day as well.
Yeah, another one you felt good about. I mean, after watching practice and qualifying, it was like, okay, JGR Toyotas, you feel good to be invested in them. They look like the cars to beat, and then it just didn't play out in the race. I had his top 3 at 4-1. Well, I guess we forgot the Brandon Jones factor. Actually, really, I think we talked about it as we did it, but he's good at this track in particular. He showed up a lot here, especially in the JGR cars. The speed was there. Wrong place, wrong time. Strategies kind of were all over the place at that point in time. That's how it goes. Harrison Burton, top 5 at 13-1. Also missed on this one, unfortunately. I don't know. He looked okay for a little while. Jeb was actually the better of the Burtons for the evening. He had a really good day. Harrison was up there for a little bit, and then he ended up in one of those incidents as well, ended up a lap down at the end of the day, and nowhere close to this, unfortunately.
Indeed. I had William Byron as a top 3 car. This was looking pretty good for a while, too. William Byron was 6th place at the start. His highest position was a runner-up in there, 2nd place. Average running position was in 6th most of the day. Unfortunately, William Byron not able to carry through all the way to the end of the race, much like that 88 car got caught up in that last wreck and put him all the way down into the 13th position. So, yeah, I mean, this one was a frustrating one because William Byron had the speed, but he did get caught up in something that took him out of it.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. That's the risk when you bet on these guys, right? Is he's a Cup guy down there. He looked good. He looked fast, but again, wrong place, wrong time, and that's how it goes. Justin Allgaier plus 410 over on Fanatics. This was a great bet. He obviously cashes it and wins. So, yeah, you love it. it's the favorite, but it paid off well. He was due at this track. There'd been too many good performances of him not getting through at the end, and he made a sweat for it. It certainly was a sweat, but got it done at the end of the day. Obviously, none of the other more than one outright at a time. I've been told, Rod. So unfortunately, I gave out a bunch of losers to go along with that. Sheldon Creed at 14-1. Boy, it felt like he was going to win for quite some time there. I was like, oh God, imagine if he wins a second race that quickly, and you're like, oh boy. But that's why we're going to bet on him, because he could put himself in position. He's always been able to do that. Roger Kruth at 25-1. Bits of speed for a little bit there throughout the race. I mean, he ended up in 8th place after starting in 25th, so a pretty solid day for him being in that 32 car. Again, I think he's back in the 8. No, I think Larson's in the 88 this week. That's too bad, because he'd have been a fun one at Vegas. But and then William Sawalich at 25-1 again. JGR Toyotas look fast, look good. Talked about him earlier, and just wasn't enough to get it done. But obviously, those were the insurance plays. To the main play, which was Justin Allgaier. He took care of business, got it done, and cashed 4-1 for us.
Indeed. And Jesse Love, I had at 6-1. When a 6-1 leads 114 laps and comes in second, you tell me what kind of bet that is. Unfortunately, it just didn't come out on the right side of it.
My Christopher Bell to win bet, Rod.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you got the most dominant car in the day. Jesse Love looked like the most dominant car of the day. Unfortunately, there were instances beyond his control that he couldn't control the end of that race, and he didn't come out on top of it as well. So
that's how it goes.
What can you do? What can you do? All right, let's go over the Cup race here in just a second, but I want to tell you officially about our friends over at Kalshi. Kalshi is a real money prediction market, legal in all 50 states. Kalshi has a ton of trading options for your favorite sport. Kalshi now has combos. Combine 2 or more predictions to increase your payout. With Kalshi, you can trade on absolutely anything. It's Academy Awards season, right? And who is going to win the Oscar for the best picture? I know that One Battle After Another is the odds-on favorite, trading at 75 cents right now for the yes and 26 on the no. But Sinners kind of making itself known in there. 23 cents for the yes right now if you think Sinners can upset One Battle After Another for the best picture. That $20 investment that we're going to hook you up with will get you $87 in return should you do that. And if you're a new Kalshi customer, that $20 we're going to give you is if you use the promo code SGPN. That's Kalshi, Kalshi, promo code SGPN. Tell you about our friends over at Underdog. Underdog has got you covered for pick'em for almost every sport under the sun. Underdog has just increased their payouts too. 2-pick entries now pay 3.5x, and 3-pick entries now pay 6.5x. You know I love me some esports. How about Valorant? If you think Forsaken from Paper Rex can get higher than 31.5 kills on map 1 and 2, then you are in good company, my friend. That is going on. Make sure you get there and grab that. And of course, if you are a new customer to Underdog, you're going to get $5 when you play. When you play $5, you get $75 in bonus funds when you sign up with our promo code RACE SGPN. Esports is fun. It's not only fun to watch, but it's fun to speculate on, because those guys, I don't know. I think I'm jealous of them too, because they get to play video games for a living.
I know that's the one where you're like, oh man, if I could have got a little better at video games, I could have done, like it'd be tough for me to be an NBA player. Sure, there's short white guys that can shoot good, but it generally, like, I'm not, but yeah, video games, anybody can do that, Rod.
I know. Well, maybe not me, because I get killed every time.
Not anybody, but
indeed. All right. Kind of a much better day here for our NASCAR Cup Series card, as the Phoenix Raceway saw the stash. I'm telling you right now, there's magic in that mustache. Ryan Blaney should not ever, ever, ever touch that thing. It is gorgeous, and it is absolutely a lucky charm.
Yeah, it definitely looks good. He'll hope it brings him some luck this week at Vegas, where he's got 3 of the last 4 finishes, worse than 30th route. So we'll see how he does this coming week. But great win by him. Obviously between him and Bell, they clearly had the best cars on the day. Comes down to that late pit strategy, and they made the right call and got it done. So props to him. I had a couple of head-to-heads. I had Alex Bowman over Bubba Wallace. Of course, I had 62 units on this, and it cashed because, Bubba Wallace finished the race and Alex Bowman didn't. So there you go, Rod. Plus 62.387 units on that one. Just kidding. Obviously, this was before the Wallace news. We didn't know he was going to be out of the car. So maybe your book did cash this one if you'd placed it. But likely it was just voided because of Bowman not starting the race. So, yeah, there's that. Bubba Wallace finished 6th place, though. So it would have been tough for Alex Bowman to finish top 6. So was a really good bet. Yet another solid day by these 23-11 guys. Bubba with a 6th place finish. And Tyler Reddick finished in 8th. I took him over Larson. The thought on this was, yes, Larson's track record here has been great, but Reddick's on fire. He's been really good here in the spring. You're getting him at plus money, at plus 125. I like that side of it. Really, throughout a majority of the day, Reddick was beating Larson. Larson, very interesting case. He just not good, really, throughout the entire day. Kind of had some adversity. I think he was caught speeding at one point on pit road, but fought all the way back and finished in 3rd place. So for as bad of a day as they had, I'm sure you tell them how bad that day is going to be, and they would take a 3rd place finish. So props to them for getting it back. We obviously didn't cash the bet, but Reddick was right there. I mean, he had multiple shots where you even thought there was one point where I thought, oh my God, Reddick could do this and win this race. So yeah, missed on that one, but felt like we got good value at the plus 125. I felt like they were pretty close. I would say looking at them throughout the race, they were pretty close. Maybe even Reddick had the better car, although Larson did all the work to get back up there a bunch of times, but yeah, missed out on that one.
Yeah, and Reddick really did look good. You're right. There was points of that where we're thinking, oh, man, one more restart, maybe Reddick starts to pull himself up there. But and how cool did that Jumpman car look? That was 1,000% awesome. So, all right, in the Discord, we have officially pulled ourselves away and recused ourselves from Kyle Busch bets for the near future. I took Kyle Busch over Brad Keselowski, and I mean, I don't know. This never looked good. This never felt good. Kyle Busch finished 17th, but Brad Keselowski finished in 15th. So it wasn't like this was a gigantic swing and a miss, but it was a lot.
And Kyle, like on that last caution, Kyle was top 10, and you're just like, the fuck did he get up here?
That's what I'm saying. Like that 8 car was just sort of doing things that it was messing things up, and then it was fixing it again, and then it was, I don't know. It just, I didn't like watching this one because I didn't want to see where Kyle Busch was, especially after I think he got in a couple of scrapes too along the way. And
yeah, he had 2 tires. It was so weird with Busch. Twice his tire went down, but he saved it enough for no caution. And on both instances, SVG immediately spun out and there was a caution. Both times it was the same 2 pair. It was kind of, even though they weren't like racing with each other, it was kind of interesting how that worked out.
Yeah. So again, because they were kind of shifting spots here and there around each other. But look, for both of them to end up in the top 20, though, with the days they were having, I mean, I don't know. I still think Keselowski shouldn't have done as good as he did, given that he's really hobbled. But I guess, I guess.
Well, and it was a backup car. Like he didn't get to qualify. I mean, so you felt good going into the race. Yeah, Busch didn't qualify that well. He started 29th, so he was right in front of him. But Keselowski's one of the back. It's a backup car. He's hobbled, all that. So, yeah, at least it was even money and you didn't pay the juice, Rod. Top 10s did not work out so well for me this week. Chris Buescher, I think I'm off the RFK train, Rod. I think I'm done. I don't know. 14th place, non-factor throughout the entire day. It was plus 135. He'd been our guy for so long. He's cashed us so many top 10 bets, but I'm going to have to lay off Buescher until we see otherwise. Ryan Preece, top 10. Yeah, I got a bone to pick with old
for a second.
Yeah, it looked really fucking good until Connor Zilic showed up, Rod, and then was not to be because of Connor Zilic and his mistakes. So that was unfortunate at 4-1. That one felt good. And Chase Briscoe top 10 at even money. Man, I ended up personally, Rod, car lifting Briscoe by the end of the week. I just kept buying in, and he was so fast. He was in 4th place. I mean, this was easily going to cash without a problem, even with all the late stuff. Which tires would he have taken? It wouldn't have mattered. He was so fast. The JGR Toyotas were clearly very fast. Gibbs had a chance to win. Bell had one of the best cars. Hamlin was in the mix. Briscoe was up there in the top 4. The tire goes out. He told him there was a vibration. They told him not to worry about it. Apparently, they should have worried about it. Back-to-back weeks where he looked so good. I mean, at Coda, he qualified second. He was running up front. He was, I think, 5th place. We're all on the right track with this. There's so much value to be had here at even money, even. And it was more than that going into race day. the mechanical stuff, the issues, I don't know. And maybe Briscoe's just going to be a slow starter with this team. Maybe that's something we have to learn, I guess. You thought last year, okay, they're just getting to know each other and then they took off. But now a couple of back-to-back weeks of issues. He's get priced well again this week, so it's going to be hard for me not to bet on my Las Vegas. And I probably will because he's been fast every week, Rod. It's just bets like this are frustrating because it just felt like, man, you're getting such a good deal here, and then it didn't pay off. We got that 2 weeks ago with Tyler Reddick when they gave us the minus 120 on the top 10 at Coda, and obviously he goes on and wins the race and hits it. But the Briscoe one hurt really bad because he was clearly fast. He was good, even after a poor qualifying effort, which was really just he ran a bad lap. But, tough.
Yep, it most certainly was, as was this last one that I had, Ross Chastain as a top 10 car. This was at plus 140. Ross Chastain was a top 10 car for a majority of the day. Ross Chastain 1000% should have been a top 10 car at the end of the race. However, he got caught up into that big, massive wreck that took out pretty much everybody. Took out Cindric. It took out Logano. It took out Wallace. It took out the driver of the 48 car, which was Fast Pasta, which was not very fast pasta on that slow pasta, as it were. But yeah, I mean, that was frustrating because Ross Chastain deserved a much better day than he ended up with. And that top 10 bet was cashing. His average running position all day long was 19th, but that was only because when he got taken out, that sort of dipped him back. But his high position was runner-up, started in 6th. The middle of the race, he was 15th. So, yeah, Ross Chastain should have had a top 10 day, got cut short. So, what are you going to do?
Yeah, another one that you were in the right place. I mean, he looked good. He was fast. He was having a great day. And again, wrong place, wrong time. That's part of racing. If this was super easy to predict and all these bets could cash, well, we'd probably be really rich. But unfortunately,
or the books would be really poor and not give it to us.
Yes, exactly. So that's how it goes. The long shots, Zane Smith top 10 at 10-1. Ty Dillon was 18-1. Again, they were long shots. Zane Smith has to start well behind the 8 ball, gets the penalty where he starts in the back, has the drive-through, goes lap down. But he kind of fought back throughout the day, and he was lapped for a while, didn't get that first free pass. And you're like, he's just going to get trapped back there. Got on the lead lap, and he was climbing. He was up into the teens there. And then, again, another guy in the wrong place at the wrong time. He was in that big crash. We had the big one. Thanks Impulse for that in the Discord because he was wishing for it, and he got it. But yeah, so got taken out in that one. Again, wrong place, wrong time. It seems to be a common theme today, but that's how a lot of these were. So unfortunately didn't cash. Ty Dillon, 18-1. Look, this was a chaos play. We got some chaos, but we did not get Ty Dillon.
No, we did not get Ty Dillon. Although he did, I mean, look, he did appear on the broadcast. They did say his name on the broadcast, which usually means that he's running somewhere in the top 15.
He was up there. Like he climbed up a little bit. I don't know. Again, another guy who got caught up in a wreck. And so you didn't get to see at the end with that late strategy, right? What tires do they take? Maybe he puts himself in position. We ended up with an Eric Jones in the top 10, which definitely was a long shot earlier in the week. Not a guy that typically runs super well here. So there was guys up there. I mean, SVG wrecked twice and still ended up in 11th place, which shout out to him for that because that was an amazing one. But yeah, and like Rowdy ended up getting Ty Dillon at 40-1 for the top 10 pre-race. Like with all the chaos we got, I don't know. I like having bets like that in the back pocket. He's been here how many times and he's never finished in the top 10. You shouldn't expect a bet like that to cash. I think that's part of just remember that, right? Like get on that because it's probably not going to happen, but he's a guy who'd put himself in position and been close to top 10s a few times. That's what we were hoping for. Didn't work out this time. That's how it goes. And on to the next.
It's like buying a scratcher ticket. You know that you're not going to win a scratcher ticket. You probably buy 10 scratcher tickets. You can win one.
But you might win, Rod.
That's the thing.
Why I keep buying those scratcher tickets.
Exactly.
I did hit $1,000 scratch ticket one time on like a $3 ticket. That was a pretty good day. So,
or it's like buying Powerball tickets. Chances are you're not going to win, but people sink like $200-$300 in. Yeah, but if you do, exactly.
But if you do, and that's why we keep betting it, Rod. That's why we're having fun betting on NASCAR because what if we do?
What if we do? William Byron, what if he would have finished in 5th? That would have been fun. He started the race 9th. He was 8th in the middle of the race. He was 7th at the finish. He was leading this race. His average run position was 10th. Yeah, William Byron. Just same thing they did in Xfinity, or the O'Reilly series rather, swear jar. In that it just looked like, he was gonna be where we needed him to be, and then he just sort of fell off. And the last run for William Byron put him in 7th, but I don't know that he should have been in 7th at the end of that race.
Yeah, the Chevys were notably very, very quiet yesterday. We didn't see or hear a lot from the Chevys. Larson ends up with 3rd, but I mean, really wasn't running there all day. Certainly, Hocevar looked good for a while until he didn't. I know, like he does, Rod, right? But yeah, outside of that, Ross Chastain looked decent, I guess, for a while. I can't think of any other Chevys. Like Byron was hanging around, but you never felt threatened by Chevys. Larson late, you're always going to count him in if it's like giving Patrick Mahomes the ball at the end of the game. Like you're always going to be scared that he can get it done, even if it seems like an impossible situation. But yeah, it just Chevys were definitely down. So be something to note going forward. We'll have to see how it goes. Speaking of Chevys, I had Hocevar top Chevy at 14-1, which I think was a great bet because I would say a third of the day he was the top Chevy, and at 14-1. Okay, and the thought on that was, I told you going into the week, I think Chevys are going to be down. I thought Larson might be good because statistically he'd been good, and he ended up with a good day, but he fought a lot of adversity. Outside of that, there were no other Chevys that were really jumping off the page and screaming to you. You made a good point on Ross, right, the top 10, but that ended up not working out. And outside of that, we didn't see much from any other Chevy. So if Hocevar had been able to keep it there at the end of the day, we had a shot at this one. And I told you when I placed the bet, I don't like the top 10 because he does have that downside. We saw the downside. That's what came through. So I feel like this was a good. We'll see what it's priced at for Vegas because I might place it again. I had top Fords. I had Ryan Preece at 25-1. Of course, he got taken out by Zilich, but told you it was going to be a Ryan Blaney day. He was going to be class of the field when it came to Fords. There was no question, right? Joey Logano started on the pole. Said in the Discord, don't believe in Joey. He's hard guy to back and ended up playing out that way. Top Ford, Ryan Blaney wins. Todd Gilliland, 12th place is the next best Ford. So, I mean, it was the Ryan Blaney show, clear and far and obvious. Plus 115, a great number. Obviously, you could have just taken the outright like you did. We'll get to in a minute. But, if Bell gets him there at the end or Gibbs or Larson comes up there and steals it, with all the penalties, all the stuff he went through throughout the day, plus 115 on the top Ford. As I was upset that Bell didn't beat him and looking back through my tickets, I was like, oh, yeah, I had that at least. So that.
Yeah, and look, that top Ford was cashing several times in that race. It was front and then back and then front and then back. And then I had the winning car number under 12.5, which, by the way, Ryan Blaney is the 12 car. Therefore, that hit. And I said it would be even. Both of these at plus money. One was at plus 105. The other was at plus 110. So you definitely made money off of both of those. And the thing about Blaney, listen, you had just talked about Hocevar being good until he's not. And I understand that comes with a young driver. And look at flowers to Ty Gibbs for being able to put a race together. Good for you. Let's make this a thing if you're going to be considered a serious driver. But the thing is, like with Carson Hocevar, there's no excuse. Like they talked up so much when he was in the front, and then they forget about him when he starts to fade back. If you want to be a good driver, Ryan Blaney just proved exactly what it takes. Now, I know Carson.
I'm sorry. How many times did Ryan Blaney go to the back?
How many times did he go to the front? Where did he finish the race? This is what I'm saying.
But he kept going to the back.
But he kept driving all the way through, and he ended up winning the race. Carson Hocevar went back, and then we never saw him again toward the last third of the race, right? To mark yourself as a good driver, you have to put together the entire race. Like, that's just the way this is. Ross Chastain didn't put together a good race. He didn't have a good race. Like that's just the fact of the matter, right? You define yourself by where you are when you need to be where you're at, right? And Ryan Blaney did that again and again. Ryan Blaney had 109, let me see, 102 green flag passes for Ryan Blaney. That is obscene, right? Eric Jones had 132. That's crazy too. Jeez. But 102, and Ryan Blaney was only passed 52 times in total, but 59 quality passes. It's just Ryan Blaney was the mark today, or this weekend rather, Sunday. So for the fact that, and then I had Penske as the team winner at plus 350. And then of course, Blaney outright at 6-1. So man, I'm telling you, we said it was a Blaney day. We went all in on Blaney and believe you me, Blaney came through for us, and that mustache should be hung in the Louvre, my friend.
Yeah, those were great calls. Obviously, nervous moments multiple times when they have pit road issues, the loose wheel twice. That was like, oh my goodness. Luckily, they caught it, got it fixed on pit road instead of coming off on the track, because that certainly could have ruined his day for sure. So, yeah, great calls by you. Charles said tough week, had Toyota heavy. Bell solo. Me too, buddy. Me too. 2 tires are going to win the race. Yeah, you were correct there. But, yeah, the Christopher Bell car lift, look, felt pretty good. And you cashed a couple legs of this. Top 5, minus 110, never in doubt. And the reason you don't just play the outright sometimes and you take the multiple levels is because the top 5 was never in question. He was top 5 all day long. Didn't qualify that well. It didn't matter. He was in the top 5 so fast, you forgot he even started farther back. So great day by him. Easily cashes the bottom leg of that. That, of course, was the main play. Top Toyota plus 225. You take this just in case Ryan Blaney wins. I'm pretty sure if you go back, that's exactly what I said when I gave this play out. That's what happened. So we ended up cashing the Blaney top Ford. We got the Bell top Toyota. We were going to get those ones either way. Worked out nice for us there. 7-1 would have been really nice to hit for him to win. Outside of Blaney, like I would say, I don't know, a full race, Blaney probably better, but hard to judge because he kept going to the back and having to fight his way back through. Obviously, the tires there at the end ended up being the difference. If we don't get that last caution and Bell has 22 laps to go run him down, he probably does. Hard to blame the crew chief there. I think in the situation, it probably was the right call. Blaney had to take the 2. I don't know. Interesting for sure, but either way. And then, Rod, what if I told you Ty Gibbs was going to be the only one to hold through on this parlay bet? It was pre-built on Caesars at 35-1, and my bad for not doing the legwork. Some guys found it at 50-1 after the show and pointed that out, so I'll keep that in mind going forward. Christopher Bell to win. So motherfucking close. Denny Hamlin, top 5. He got it done, Rod. And Ty Gibbs, top 10. Easy peasy. He finished in the top 5. 35-1. If Christopher Bell would have won, we'd have gone all the way to the top level of the car lift. We'd have gone all the way. 35-1 would have hit as well. We'd have more people in the Discord than we did last night, and it would have just been so great. But unfortunately, so damn close. Tried. Also, like I said, all in on Toyota. Plus 130 or plus 190. I took them. Really, if you break down the manufacturers, we talked about it. The second Ford finished in 12th place. And for Chevy, Larson in 3rd, but they weren't really that impressive. Byron in 7th. Toyota to win 2nd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 8th, 10th, all Toyotas. Toyota was the class of the field outside of Blaney. So don't mind having that bet. Unfortunately missed it. Tyler Reddick at 18-1 was too big of a number, and he was in position kind of throughout the day. Briscoe at 20-1. I'd love to see what he could have done late in that race if we didn't get in that wreck. And Ty Gibbs at 60-1. That's the thing, friends. We were so close to flipping this whole card. And, obviously some of Rod's bets wouldn't have hit then. So, again, pick your side, right? You're probably not going to take both sides, so pick your side. But, man, so the Gibbs 60-1, you bet those big numbers, even though he hasn't got the win, because there were times late where he could have maybe got it done. They took the gamble with the 2 tires. He got out front there. If he'd have just been able to hold Blaney off, maybe he holds on. Who knows? But an impressive run by my guy, Ty Gibbs, Rod. So close. But overall, I feel good. Felt like we're on the right track on a lot of these, even though we didn't hit some of them. Hit some of them, missed some. That's how she rolls. We're having fun. And, looking forward to Vegas.
Indeed, we are. All right. Going to step away for a quick second now that we've recapped the NASCAR races at Phoenix. Don't have a graphic for this. This literally changed as we're doing the show live. So I'm just going to read this one. I'm going to rip and read. Cut is a peer-to-peer betting platform that allows friends and strangers to bet directly against each other. That's back. Cut is back, baby. Yes. We had cut bets like mad last year. So amazing stuff. So you get to bet directly against each other on the outcome of sports, politics, pop culture, and more. Cut is the ultimate put your money where your mouth is platform. Plus, Cut gives you cash back on every single bet that you make. Best of all, Cut is available in 40 states. So get Cut in the App Store or go to play.cut.com. Use promo code SGPN to receive a 15% deposit bonus. Put your money where your mouth is with Cut. Let me tell you about our friends over at Rhythm, because they are crushing it. It is your official data tool for dominating the madness of college hoops. The AI bracket generator is now open. You can generate up to 3 NCAA tournament brackets backed by AI models, then unlock model-based predictions for every game from the first 4 through the finals. Rhythm works really well with Kalshi as well. So, and if you're looking to go premium, use promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off of your first month. Download Rhythm, use promo code SGPN25. It is March. That means Merch Madness is in full effect. Go take 15% off of everything when you use the promo code March. Absolutely need yourself some Racing Gambling Podcast swag, be that a hoodie. Well, I guess maybe not a hoodie anymore. Polo shirts works because it's getting toward the point where you need those. Coffee mugs, all kinds of great stuff. Make sure you go hook yourself up. Use that promo code March when you check out for 15% off of all your order.
I love seeing Cut back. I still use Cut quite often. It's a really fun peer-to-peer thing. You can do it with your friends or you can do it with random strangers. But I love, in particular, college basketball time. My favorite time to be on Cut. So I love that. Let's catch up with the chat real quick, Rod. Rowdy was saying, let's talk about DK. They gave us a full slate after stage 1 was still up. I don't know if that was an intern that messed up or if it was a time change that messed things up, but another great reason to be in the Discord, sg.pn/Discord. The race that started, we kind of got to feel some people, and they were still giving you all the same stuff from the beginning. So, that ended up working out pretty nicely. Andrew says, hopefully we keep getting O'Reilly top 10 bets. We've not had those for the show here the last couple of weeks, but they have been coming out. Caesars did them for the first time this week, so becoming more and more of a trend. Hopefully they'll keep getting those up earlier in the week would be nice, but again, Discord, we'll talk about them over there. So that's awesome. Bet365 had some really weird DraftKings matchups yesterday as well. Brad Keselowski over Austin Cindric was plus 300 for one okay driver to beat another okay driver. Insane number. Rowdy, a couple of the other guys took that had access to that. I mean, just anything can happen in that race, right? And, well, Cindric ended up wrecking out. Keselowski easily beat him. So just for two guys to be, that far apart in the odds was crazy. So, that worked out well. Frank was wondering if Jordan ever chimes in on the radio. He's always wearing a headset. I think they would probably play that on TV. We know Dale Jr. does. He absolutely will chime in, but let's see.
I think Jordan just wants to hear what's going on. I don't think he really wants to say.
Yeah, that's the thing though about him is Jordan's like involved and invested. Like some owners, they don't really care or they're not even at the track or whatever. But like Jordan's in it. Like he not only wants to be part of the winning team and owning it, like he wants to know what are they talking about? Why did they decide to do that? They'll ask him on TV, what'd you think about that call? Oh, yeah, well, they just, great call by Billy. They're doing this because of that reason and this. And then Tyler did, and he knows what's going on. He's not just there and saying, oh, yeah, this is cool, fast cars, woo, zoom, zoom. Like, he's into it and can tell you what's going on. So, for sure. So, James checking in, says Larry Mack. Yeah, Larry Mack looked rough. I don't know if he had a stroke or what happened, but hopefully he's doing well. DG checking in, says SVG had a great day, looking great on the ovals. Only when he strings a race together without spinning. Hey, great recovery like we talked about earlier. I'll be interested in the top 10 number, specifically at Vegas this week. I've been looking forward to betting him this week. Hopefully we'll get a decent number. I've probably talked about it too much at this point. But he was really good on 1.5s at the end of last year.
Yeah, and he's getting better. I'm telling you, every time we watch that 97 now, it seems to be taking good strides forward. So looking forward to his, just him getting better and better and better every single week. All right, IndyCar kicked us off this weekend, and they were on the Phoenix Raceway for just an absolutely entertaining race from start to finish. There was so much intrigue in this, Cody. They were just having so much fun ripping around Phoenix Raceway. Congratulations to the Oval King, Joseph Newgarden, claiming yet another oval win. Boy, This one, my
Who
friend.
could have seen this coming, Rod?
Well, I think we saw that coming because we know Joseph Newgarden really damn good on ovals, but we had a pretty decent card, nice and tidy little card on IndyCar.
Yeah, it's been fun betting on IndyCar, having them, alongside NASCAR these first couple of weeks. But don't worry, we're going to keep putting them on the show, even though they're not with NASCAR going forward. The Arlington Grand Prix this coming weekend, racing around the Dallas Cowboys Stadium. Today they released the course for the Washington, D.C. race, the America 250 deal, all that. I think, don't quote me on this, I think I saw the tickets were free for that, Rod. Just going to let people into it because it's just about celebrating America. Hell yeah, baby. So love it. But I didn't catch this entire race. I was checking out the car show up there in Omaha. But the parts I saw were absolutely very good. Joseph Newgarden over Alex Palou, plus 155. This was mispriced. We saw it the opposite way, minus 120 in other places. This was on Bet365 in particular. So again, how would you grade this if you were able to bet it on 365, but somebody else wasn't? I don't know. I'm still confused by that part. Anyways, plus 155 was very nice. And yeah, he's the king of ovals. Now, Palou got off to a hell of a start. He started in 10th and was 4th on lap 2. It was oh, okay, looks good, but got shoved in the wall later there. Just when you're getting two elite guys up against each other and one guy is plus 155, it didn't work out in Cup, right? We took Reddick plus 125 over Larson. Didn't work out, but it worked out over here. That's why you take those bets. So made up for it there. Christian Lundgaard had him in Group C over Santonio Ferrucci, Marcus Ericsson, and Felix Rosenquist. Unfortunately, Santonio really, though, I believe he was the top guy in this and finished 11th. So if you'd have told me going into the race, I'd have felt pretty good. These guys all finished right by each other. I mean, Ferrucci was 11th, Rosenquist was 12th, Lundgaard was 13th, so all right there. Ericsson down in 17th. So unfortunately missed out on this on the group. Lundgaard has a tendency to be up and down on the ovals. Unfortunately was down this week, but that's how she rolls.
Indeed. Well, and one for life 1437 says hit the Penske sweep special Indy / Cup Series on FanDuel plus.
We should have just seen it. The whole Penske celebrating the 60 years, the whole thing. I did drop that in the Discord again. So do we count that? Because I gave it out there. Whatever. Okay, I'm done. But I said, because we knew Blaney was fast. We saw practice. We saw him start on the pole at that point. Then it's hey, parlay Newgarden and Blaney. That'd be a great Penske parlay. Obviously, and one for life did it. And that ended up working out well. The Newgarden, man, so good on ovals. So
he really is. He's so damn good. Kyle Kirkwood, really good on ovals as well. Came in second place, beating Will Power, who had his troubles. He was actually
Will Power now just Kyle Busch?
I feel like there could very
leaves
much be
the really good team he was with for a long time, had a lot of success, winning races. I mean, I know we're only 2 races into Andretti, but it's been bad. The first one he didn't even get a lap into it, and then this one he was running well because of the strategy, but once the strategy sort of went past him, then obviously didn't do well. 16th for Will Power, 2nd for Kyle Kirkwood. I absolutely love me some Kyle Kirkwood on ovals from now on. So cash the Kyle Kirkwood over Will Power minus 115. Yeah, great call by you. And second place for him. Obviously, strategy was big in this race down the stretch and really kind of shook up the board. But finishers, Pato O'Ward plus 250, so close. Ends up in 4th place at the end of the day. Malukas and Kirkwood edged him out there. So just missed that one. And then also at Scotty Mack podium, 8th place. I don't know. I didn't see a ton of the race, so I don't know how he was running necessarily throughout the day. But from the parts I was checking in on, I don't feel like that one really had a lot of legs. But the play was Penske's going to be really good. 2 Penske cars ended up on the podium. Unfortunately, it wasn't Scotty Mack, but they had a solid day.
Yeah, again, it all came down to strategy at the end, and Mack was not on the right side of it. So, unfortunately, that didn't. But Pato O'Ward looking really solid running through the field for most of it. So, yeah, definitely close, very close to a podium for Pato. I had the winning car number. Boy, winning car numbers were good to me this week. 1 to 4. Remember we said 1 to 3. 1 to 3 was plus 200, and then 1 to 4 was plus 215. So we took the 1 to 4. Why not?
Great call by you, Rod. That's just excellent handicapping. Go ahead and pat yourself on the back for that one.
I'm breaking my arm doing that one. But yeah, look, 215 plus 215. Obviously, Joseph Newgarden's car is 2. That one won. That one was a tidy little win.
Yeah, this is a great call by you. Getting two strong guys to take care of it. So good call. Pato Award 8-1, 4th place. I'll take it. Because we had Joseph Newgarden plus 350. Got the Oval King at a great number. Paid off. I think you're getting a good number because it's been some not great stuff lately. Although I believe he's now won 2 of the last 3 races. Because I do believe he won. Didn't he win Nashville to end the season? I'll have to go back and look.
Mm-hmm.
But,
he did.
Yeah. So he's got more wins than Alex Palou over the last 3 races, Rod. So there is that. But plus 350, great number on a guy who's just simply the best. Need a little bit of strategy to shake out, but so did Ryan Blaney in the Cup race. At the end of the day, you look at the record book, Joseph Newgarden's the winner.
I guarantee you that if this would have come down to the end with Palou and Newgarden, it would have been neck and neck for these guys. They would have both been fighting for it. Palou, we barely got to see it. 6 laps in, and he was gone. That was my outright, but boy, he looked
so fast just off the jump. Oh, man. I was like, when he started just I'm like, oh, God, here we go again. He's going to dominate the ovals, too. Now, Joseph Newgarden's the points leader, Rob.
Yes, Joseph Newgarden is the points leader. And for the first time since like 2024 that Palou has not had the points lead in this. It's like Max Verstappen-esque right there.
Yeah, enjoy it while it lasts.
Exactly. And then I had Scott Dixon 14-1 as the long shot as well. Scott Dixon ended up finishing 7th. A 7th place finisher, 14-1. That's about where you want it to be. So still a pretty good day overall in IndyCar. And then F1 started the season in Australia. The best, Cody, and this, I don't know if this is because they switched to Apple TV or whatever. I don't know if it's the new era, the new car, but this was the best Formula One season or Formula One race that I've watched since I've started watching Formula One.
Yeah, honestly, one of the best races that I can remember since I've been, really picked the sport back up a couple of years ago. It was outstanding. The entire weekend was a lot of fun. We knew going into this with all the regulations resetting for both the chassis and the engines and everything, there was going to be a lot of unknowns. That's exactly what we got, was a lot of unknowns. It ended up being chalky at the top with George Russell being the favorite for going into the weekend, getting the win, but it wasn't necessarily super easy all weekend. I mean, there was a lot that went on in this, and it was exciting, entertaining. The racing was great. There was constant passing. I saw somebody compare it to the next gen car where they're like, oh, so you get a guy that takes the lead and then the guy in second place has a chance to catch him because he can't run away. Like, hey, if that's what it takes, I'll take it, because it was exciting and a lot of fun. So this was a lot of fun. The bets that we gave out on the show weren't necessarily great. F1, you learn a lot throughout the weekend. In the Discord, I think a lot of guys had success. Again, Preston, an invaluable tool over in the Discord. Make sure you're tailing him and following his stuff. I was even asking him advice. I'm like, I think I like this, but what do you think? And then he gives me the real. I'm like, all right, pull the trigger. We're going with it. So I personally had a very good day throughout the Discord bet. So that was a lot of fun. But Carlos Sainz had him for a points finish plus 175. I was kind of rolling the dice on Williams rather, being pretty solid, being back, being good. Not so much. 12th place for Albon, 15th place for Sainz. I don't know that either of these guys, because that was another part of it, was Williams double points. I don't know that either of these guys really had a shot, but we were calling our shots, not knowing what was going on in there. Felt like you had 2 good drivers there, and unfortunately they just missed out.
They did. I had Ollie Behrman over Pierre Gasly. Both finished with points, actually, which was that's what I loved about this, right? Yeah, it was chalky with Ferrari, Mercedes, and McLaren being, but then you had, Haas up there. You had Racing Bulls up there. You had Audi in the points. You had Alpine in the points. So that bottom half just wasn't dominated by all of the top teams. Like literally you had other guys up there in the points, and good jobs for Arvid. I'll talk about that in a second, but Ollie Behrman did hold on. He had a 7th place finish. Pierre Gasly finished 10th. This one, thank God for Behrman putting on tires when he did, because I don't know that this one would have cashed, because it looked like Gasly was going to kind of hang on, but Behrman really did a good job of climbing back through the field and passing Gasly in the end and putting a couple of cars in between him. So good for Ollie, man. The 7th place finish, a nice points finish for him. This Haas team, we may not be able to laugh about them anymore, because Ocon finished 11th on the day. So they're looking good.
They had a strong performance for week 1 at least. We'll see how that kind of continues to go. But, Gasly ended up making us money with this head-to-head and sneaking in the top 10. That was a big play by Preston. I think I got him plus 340 on race day. So that was a nice one. JDK, of course, had virtual safety car at minus 200, which really, it's funny because you think, oh, minus 200, but that was like literally was the lock of all locks. Like, no way this doesn't hit. And I think it was lap 2 or 3 that you got the virtual safety car and immediately cashed that bet. So that was nice. Max Verstappen podium was minus 135. In hindsight, I will say, with the unknowns going into the weekend, probably wasn't the best idea to take a minus 135. But he started 20th and finished 5th. Like, had he not started 20th by wrecking out, really not even of his own doing, the car literally locked up on him and wrecked in qualifying, and so we didn't get a chance to see him. If he'd have been any farther forward to start this race, Max Verstappen do Max Verstappen things, you know. So, yeah, unfortunate that we didn't get the full thing, and this one didn't cash. But I'm never really going to be upset having money on Alex Bowman. I don't know where that came from. Oh gosh, on Max Verstappen, not comparable in any way, shape, or form. Just because Verstappen is Verstappen, and he often looks good.
He does. Boy, did I pick the wrong Racing Bulls driver. I had Liam Lawson at plus 340 for a points finish. Boy, and lo and behold, here comes Arvid Lindblad. 8th place finish for this guy. I mean, out of nowhere, right? Just a fantastic run for the kid. I mean, I like I said, I just picked the wrong Racing Bulls, and I knew that both of them were going to have decent days, but I just didn't realize that Lindblad was going to be the guy to get it done. Lawson had a 13th place finish, which for a Racing Bulls just to finish just outside of the points is still pretty damn good. But boy, how about Arvid? I may have to put him on my radar before it's all said and done, because he actually looked pretty racy. He was holding off Max for a second too.
Yes, he was. He looked so good, and they kept making a point on the broadcast, which was a great point. Coming in as a rookie, he doesn't have to relearn the car. He's just learning as you go and doesn't have all the habits of the old car. Like, that could be very positive for him. I mean, there's almost no better time to come in as a rookie. Like, you get reset to the same level everybody else is. Yeah, he looked very, very impressive. So one race, again, we'll see how things go. But yeah, he definitely looked good. So outrights go ahead. Oh yeah, I missed the pit stop. Jeez,
this is like what this is my number bet for this is the only thing that I do that's the same every time. Yeah,
this is the show from now on. We're just gonna come on. We're gonna tell you where they're racing. Rod's gonna give you number bets and fastest pit stops, and then we're signing off. That's it. We're not even gonna talk about anything else.
Nope, we might as well not. No, fastest pit stop this one didn't hit though. By the way, Mercedes got this one.
Can't win them all, Rod.
One of the reasons that George Russell ended up winning and being so dominant is that pit crew got him off in 2.17 seconds, which now is the fastest pit stop of the season because there's only been one race. Red Bull was third in this one with a 2.24, Ferrari with a 2.22, so it wasn't too far off. But yeah, I mean, Max stumbled in the pit stops a couple times, and then yeah, it just wasn't a good day overall for the Red Bull team as a whole. So give the hats off to Mercedes for the fastest pit stop.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, it was first race. Hard to have a ton to look at to lead into that. Outrights. Look, I never feel bad having Max Verstappen. Like I said before, plus 350. You felt like it was a good number. He's 8-1 this week, Rod. So decent chance we'll be talking about him once again. Because again, if he doesn't start so bad, which wasn't really his fault, but the way he fought through the field, imagine if he started better. I'd love to see it. And then Lando at 14-1, not knowing what we're going to get. You felt decent. McLaren wasn't horrible. They certainly weren't great, I guess, either. Lando's in 5th place. Clearly, Mercedes and Ferrari have showed that they are the top tier teams right now. That's something we'll definitely keep in mind going forward. Odds will reflect that as well. But Lando was right there behind him. Again, with all the stuff that went on this weekend, could have just as easily been Russell and Antonelli that have problems, and then it opens up. Ferrari is always ready to fumble the bag when they have it. So, yeah, didn't hit them, but is what it is.
Speaking of Kimi, I felt not right not giving him out earlier in the week, and then he turns around and has a podium finish. I'm like, the week I don't like, I'm not on Kimi is the week he really pulls through.
Man, the work they put in to repair that car, he wrecks late in FP3, like a couple of minutes left. They're just slugging away at that car. barely get it out there in time, but it's so fast. They don't even have it finished yet. They're just like, go out there and get enough time to get us into FP2. He does that. And then, they end up with a second place day at the end of the day. So Mercedes definitely has established himself as a top team. I think Ferrari's right there with them as well. Speed-wise, at least through the first race. We'll see as people learn and we get settled in.
Well, speaking of Ferrari, Lewis Hamilton, I had him at an outright price of plus 850, and he comes in fourth. I got to tell you, I'm frustrated alongside of him that they did not bring one of those guys in for a pit stop. They should have. Somebody should have covered off the Mercedes.
Ferrari
doesn't.
Ferrari just does. They've been this way for so long. Like, stop shooting yourself in the foot. Try something different. They certainly should have tried, and Lewis was frustrated and should have been. And if you bet on him, you should be frustrated too, because they had an opportunity to try something different. They had the speed there if they could get the position. It was unfortunate not to see.
Indeed. All right. So I did track, if you would have bet $10 on every single bet that I gave out between IndyCar, F1, and both series of NASCAR, you would have come out $59.7 up. 59.
I think that makes you a pro, Rob.
Say again?
I think that makes you a pro.
I'm just saying, if that's what you're curious about, then if you would have bet $10 on every single bet that I gave you, you would have come out with almost $60 in your pocket of pure profit. So there it is. That's for you.
Pretty solid.
All right. Well then, Cody, I believe that is good for the recap. We will leave it here and start to talk about actual racing tomorrow with the Cup Series in Sin City, baby. Can't wait for this race.
Yeah, buddy. Sin City, gonna be a lot of fun. First mile and a half. That's gonna be exciting. We'll be back talk about it tomorrow. Looking forward to it. Rod, you can follow me over on the X at @Husker_Zeeb, where you can find all of my stuff. Lots and lots of it. NFL stuff, college basketball, all the above. Racing, of course. See you guys tomorrow.
Indeed. Follow me on Twitter at RJ Villagomez. You can find everything that I'm up to over on that site. We'll see you tomorrow for NASCAR from Las Vegas. Love you all. Until then, join us, please. Please join us on our never-ending quest to make NASCAR betting fun again. Let's go racing and let it ride.